Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Suzette Vearnon, and I am so happy to be joining you on this Monday. It's May the 20th, and it is beautiful outside. I have my curtain open and just allowing the beautiful sunlight and warmth from the outside to just come in and fill my office this morning as I talk to you, as I deliver my post episode commentary. I've adopted this because it gives me a chance to really weigh in on aspects of my interview with guests or solo podcasts that I've done in a way that that space doesn't allow me to. It is my aha space. It allows me to go a little bit deeper into what resonated with me about having done the episode. Good morning, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. I love it. Yay, 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 yay. So, as you all know, or maybe you don't know, my name is Suzette Vearnon, and I am an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a life coach, and I'm also a relationship solutionist. And I have a mission to help people discover what makes them enough in life and in love so they can live life and they can live love in a brand new way. You know, time out for us doing the same things that we've done that get us results that we don't want. So it is my mission that as I learn, I give out what I've learned. And so I appreciate those of you who tune in regularly. Hi, Kenya. Great to see you. Please feel free if you'd like to share this on your page and come back and listen to it again. That's one of the things I love about Facebook Live is that you can listen to it again and again and again and get something different each time. Well, on my episode yesterday, I had the remarkable living woman herself, Cynthia White, as my guest. And she said something that made me go, But even more than that, I just erupted because it just lit me up when she said it. And she said, we don't hustle, we don't grind, we simply align. And I could not wait to give you all what I got out of that. Because you know, you feel it first. Hi, Marla. You feel it first. You get impacted first. And then it just kind of stays with you. Hi, Cynthia. It just kind of stays with you and it starts working all in your enoughness. And so it did that for me as well. And so I just want to talk about just some little nuggets, some little things that I got out of that one bold statement. You know, there's this saying that says adapt or die. Well, I think it should say align or die, or rather align or hustle and grind, right? And so I thought about the difference between adapting and aligning. And adapting means you are allowing externals to dictate what you do. You know, if it's cold outside, you grab your coat, right? When you buy a home, you adapt to paying for your own repairs versus calling your landlord to fix it, right? Hi, Booker T. Great to see you. But when you look at aligning is more internal. You know, it's getting in alignment with your inner knowing, your inner guide, your inner counsel. Some people call it your wise self that knows, and many of us call that entity, the Holy Spirit or God, right? So it's day 8 of a challenge that I started with my Enough Factor Connect group, and it's called the Enough Sleep Challenge. And it actually was an answer to what I believe is a vital piece, P-I-E-C-E, or peace, P-E-A-C-E, of our mental health that is severely underestimated and undervalued in this, our hustle and grind culture, right? And so it caused me to think, how many of us are adapting to a mindset, a way of life perpetuated by somebody we don't even know, that has no investment in us, and that is stealing us blind? I thought about that because the hustle and grind promises gains, right? It promises a better life. It promises fulfillment. It promises that you'll have your dreams. You'll have that thing that your soul desires. But maybe it's just me. And if it's just me, I'll talk about me, right? Y'all can just pray for me, okay? But in my experience, it left less of me. It left more feeling drained. It left in its wake a neglected part of my life, a neglected part of me. And so the question comes, well, Suzette, what do you need to do? Hi, Andre. What do you need to do to simply align? Because the statement is boss. But simply aligning isn't as easy as it sounds, right? So we have to ask ourselves, what's bigger? What is bigger for us? What's that thing that we are desiring and really wanting? That the hustle and grind is not giving us. And what by aligning will take us further faster? Because this is what I found to be true, y'all. Hi, Veronica. Great rising queen. This is what I found to be true. Some of my brightest ideas, best solutions to problems have happened when I wasn't hustling and grinding, when I wasn't caught up in the rigors of going for mine. It has come when I was in a state of rest, or when I was distracted from hustling and grinding. Sometimes just walking up and down the aisle of the grocery store, bing, the answer to the very thing that I was hustling and grinding for comes out of nowhere. And so this is the truth, because I'm not going to make this commentary very long. At least this is the truth that is becoming more and more real in my own life. And it's something that Cynthia said also yesterday on the podcast, is that you are enough. That's the truth. And the thing that we agreed on is what was behind our hustling and grinding was that we didn't really think that what we had to offer was enough. So we had to do some extra to get it out there. But the truth, y'all, is you yourself are the brilliance behind whatever it is you're pursuing, whatever it is you're producing. You're the brilliance. You are the wizard. I love to use this analogy. You are the wizard behind the curtain working the knobs. You are. Hi, Paige. You are. And it's when we don't know that what we have to offer is enough and will stand on its own recognizance. That's what makes us feel like we got to help God do it. We got to, we got to help, we got to push it, we got to grind, we got to work it, we got to roll, we got to whatever. And with May being Mental Health Month, I think it's very true that when it comes to rest, when it comes to sleep, when it comes to aligning, you have to first know that you are enough in order for you to rest, in order for you to sleep, in order for you to align. So what I'm here to challenge you to do is, instead of maximizing your grind, maximize you. Give yourself breathing space. Or in the words of Patrice Washington, whose podcast I listen to religiously, give God something to bless. Because you know whatever he blesses multiplies, right? So either you can adapt to a sleep deprived, rest deprived state that will eventually compromise your mental and your spiritual health, or you can align with what the divine expression inside of you knows for sure. Now, Suzette, what does it take to do that? You got to change your mind about who you are. That's where it starts. And I'm sure Cynthia would agree. That's where it starts. You got to change your mind about who you are. And you got to change your mind too. For those of us that are in Christendom, we have to change our minds about what we think God requires of us. Because one of the things that Cynthia said, I'm not going to get totally into it because I want you to listen to her full episode, is, work and rest were given to mankind. So there's nothing wrong with you working, nothing at all. But when you're working yourself to death to try to make something happen that already got accomplished when Jesus died, rose again, and was resurrected to a newness of life, which thereby resurrected us to live in that abundance and to live in alignment, then you gotta say, wait a minute, this is not coming from the divine expression inside of me. This is coming from somewhere else. This is coming from something inside of me that believes a lie that I am not enough. And so we have to recalibrate, retrain, and realize that the bright idea is the next step. The going further faster comes from a rested mind, right? One of the things that I wrote, I called it a money maker Monday confession, is that wisdom appreciates. It's the lack of wisdom that has caused things to depreciate in our lives. Think about it. Hi, Carol. Think about it. But wisdom causes things to appreciate. And I thought about it. The only difference between me, you, and a millionaire is what he or she knows that you and me don't. And by knowing, I don't just mean book knowledge. I don't just mean words on a page, right? But by knowledge, I mean an intimate knowing. something that he or she has aligned with that is multiplying more of itself. And so what I want to leave you with, and I hope all of this made sense because I went from rest to sleep to whatever, but I hope this all makes sense, is that our job is really not to hustle and grind. Our job is to do the work of enoughness so that we can align with the rest that Christ died that we should enter into. He said that his yoke was easy. And I don't mean to get super spiritual. And for those of you that may be listening that don't subscribe to Christianity, still catch the wisdom. Still catch the wisdom, the universal wisdom in this statement. If you feel like there is abundance in the world, then work should not be a yoke that is hard. And for those of us in Christendom, the scripture says, Jesus says his yoke is easy and his burden is light. So if you're hustling and grinding, trying to make something happen, you've already taken yourself out of the space that can make something happen and take you further, faster. So how many of you will join with me? Because a lot of times the aha moments we get are for us just as much as they are for other people. So when I talk to you, I don't talk as one who has this thing on lock. You know, I talk to you as a fellow sojourner, a fellow seeker, a fellow student of life, of enoughness, of alignment, of the remarkable living that is our birthright. And how many of you will join me in doing the work instead of trying to figure out technically how to get yourself out of the situation you're in, or how to change things to accelerate whatever growth or whatever dream or whatever it is you're going after? We'll take a rest break and we'll sit with yourself and take stock of what brilliance lies within you that you are underestimating, undervaluing, and harnessing to something it wasn't really meant to be harnessed to. And that's that hustle and grind mentality. Okay? I'm going to do it. I'm in the process of doing it. And I invite you all to do it. I invite you all to join me in the Enough Sleep Challenge, because I'm finding out that I'm getting more and more clear the more rested that I am. I didn't realize I was waking up sleep deprived. But it's been amazing. Hi, Sharita. It's been amazing to me how much more expanded, alert, calm, more able to hear that inner knowing from having gotten sleep, actually getting sleep, and to set up my environment so that it's conducive to restful sleep. And so how many of you will join me in doing that? And I also would like to invite you not only to listen to the full episode of Cynthia White at bit.ly/enough factor, which is in the description, but those of you who want to be a part of a group of women who are redefining what makes them enough, who are doing the work to dig deeper, you know, to look more deeply inward, asking themselves the hard questions, telling themselves the truth, who are willing to go inside so they can hit the bedrock of their enoughness and redefine what makes them enough for themselves on their own terms in life and in love. If you want to be a part of a group that will hold you accountable to it, you know, that will invite you in to do work with other women that you don't have to impress. Because all of us high achievers need a place where we can just be real and be human and know that that's not compromise. It's actually welcomed. Getting in touch with, in alignment with our enoughness will give life to whatever it is that we feel called to. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful group to be a part of. I'm happy to be a part of it, and I invite you, if you're willing to do the work and be a part of a group of ladies who are fearlessly and unapologetically doing the work, then I invite you to my Enough Factor Connect group. It's a wonderful place. Well, I think I've said enough. I've given you enough to chew on for today. That's my post-episode commentary. Please check it out. The topic that Cynthia talked about was rest. It is the acronym for release every situation totally. That right there is good for your mental health. So I want you to make this Monday a wonderful one. Share this with somebody who can benefit. And hi, Gary, listen to the replay and just know that I love you and you are enough. That's just it. Now it's time for you to know it. Okay? Bye-bye.